What inspired you to go to Vietnam?
I've been teaching for 15 years in the same primary school in inner London. Um, and I'd kind of lost my mojo a bit, I thought. Even though I still enjoyed teaching, I felt that I needed something more in my career. My son also went to university at that time, so when he left home, I thought it was time for me to have a challenge and do something interesting and adventurous myself.
Yeah. And how did the culture differ in Vietnam versus where you're originally from?
Um, the first thing that struck me was the way that people traveled. Everybody, everybody has a bike there. So the first thing that was interesting and different for me was the fact that I couldn't cross the road. So in the UK, in London, if you want to cross the road, you simply press a button and the cars stop eventually and you cross the road safely. In Vietnam, you have to negotiate yourself across the road by just holding up your hand, and
Yeah.
people just drive around you. The weather was so different, so there's a big culture there of eating in the evening. So in the evening, everybody would be out in the street. In London, that doesn't happen. People go inside. And in the morning, again, because it was cooler, people would also be outside, making the most of the cool mornings and playing sport.
Okay. Did you enjoy it, or what aspects made you want to stay versus what didn't you like?
Okay, I wanted to, after a year, I'd felt that I really got used to my neighborhood. I was riding a bike myself. I could get about. I knew people in my neighborhood. I could go to the market and people would smile at me and welcome me. I'd made friends. The food was amazing. And I'd acclimatized. I did miss home. I miss my son. I miss my family. I miss my friends. And I missed the greenness of London and the temperate climate.
Hmm. And what inspired you to start teaching there?
Well, like I said before, I wanted to have an adventurous and interesting teaching experience. I wanted to go somewhere that was culturally very, very different um, to to London, and somewhere far away and an alien. I wanted to experience what it was like to be living in another country, not speaking the language, not knowing much about the culture, not knowing much about the food.